Why does your body respond the way that it does to threat? Why does it respond that way even when there's no threat available? Well, to answer this question, we need to look at what's going on in the brain. The body's response to threat is multifaceted and it happens to everyone. Every single person has a unique response to threat, but overwhelmingly it presents as a bodily response. From a thumping heart to a dropping gut, sweaty hands to restless feet, dry mouth to a clenched jaw, the body responds so idiosyncratically that it's hard to tease it apart and say, hey, this is what happens to every single person. But what we can do is peel back the layers a little bit and have a conversation around where it all begins. It's fair to say that the human brain operates through an infinite complexity of imperatives. They respond to the environment in the case of any threat within a thousandth of a second. And remember, this is quicker than it takes for a housefly's wings to flap, just once. Within a thousandth of a second, a series of neurons fire in response to a potential threat. You may be looking around and your gut grips you. You get a rush of adrenaline that courses from the midsection all the way to your throat. Your body tenses and you're not quite sure what to do with that. Well, what's happening here is a domino effect that begins with the thalamus. The thalamus is a brain structure that is located just above your beating, breathing brainstem that's located just above your spinal cord and that communicates between the brain and the body. The thalamus scans the environment and it wants to know, well, what's actually going on here? The thalamus is responsible for sifting through sensory data, what you see, what you smell, what you feel, and lumping it all together to relay that to different parts of the brain and the body. The thalamus then alerts the amygdala. The amygdala is a really complex set of structures within the limbic system, the middle part of your brain. And they control emotional activation, fear, memory. We don't need to know every part of the brain that's active, but it does help to know that your brain is incredibly versatile and communicative with itself, sending messages here and there, just like a postman sends messages from one house to another. One part of the brain communicates electrochemically using electrical impulses and chemical responses to signal the fight, flight, freeze, and even the fall and the fawn response to respond to what's actually going on in the situation ahead of you. The mind bender is that all of this happens between 300 to 400 times quicker than it takes for you to even realize that there's something going on. Your body reacts even before you're aware there's a threat. Now this is something that we've got to take our hats off to. A neuroscientist went on a walk with his son one day, and as he was walking along the dirt road, he stopped and he put his hand out to stop his son from walking any further. He had no idea why he stopped. But as he scanned his surroundings, what he saw was a rattlesnake poised, ready to attack. His body was able to pick up in the periphery what was going on even before he was aware that it was happening. This is what we're talking about, and you can understand it too. As you start to investigate your own body's response to stress or to threat or to anything that's going on around you, start to figure out, well, what's my body telling me? So many people are lost in their body's response. But what you can do is begin to become aware of it. And as you do that, you can take more and more control back.